Today we're going to look at section 8.3, comparisons. Both Spanish and English use comparisons to indicate which of two people or things has a lesser, equal, or greater degree of equality. For example, we might say something is less interesting, menos interesante, bigger, más grande, or as delicious as, tan sabroso como. First, let's look at comparisons of inequality. Comparisons of inequality are formed by placing más, meaning more, or menos, meaning less, before adjectives, adverbs, and nouns, and que, or then, after them. Por ejemplo, más bueno que, or más sabroso que, or menos efectivamente que, or más libros que, menos libros que. Note that while in English has a comparative form of short adjectives, like tall, taller, tallest, such forms do not exist in Spanish. You have to say more tall, más alto, or less tall, menos alto. Por ejemplo, los bistecs son más caros que el pollo. Steaks are more expensive than chicken. Or, estas uvas son menos ricas que esa pera. These grapes are less tasty than that pear. We also have adverbs. Me acuesto más tarde que tú. I go to bed later than you do. Or Luis se despierta menos temprano que yo. Luis wakes up less early than I do. Juan prepara más platos que José. Juan prepares more dishes than José. Or Susana come menos carne que Enrique. Susana eats less meat than Enrique. Otro ejemplo, la ensalada es menos cara que la sopa. Salad is less expensive than the soup. We might say in English cheaper, but as I said, the whole cheap, cheaper, cheapest doesn't exist in Spanish. It's an English function. El pollo es más rico que el jamón. Is the chicken better than the jamón? When the comparison involves a numerical expression, de is used before the number instead of que. This is incredibly, incredibly important. You always say, hay más de 50 naranjas, and not más que. It sounds very weird. As I said, when the next one is a number, it will be de. Por ejemplo, llego en menos de 10 minutos. I'll be there in less than 10 minutes. With verbs, this construction is usually used to make comparisons of inequality. We have verb and then más que or menos que, something else. Por ejemplo, mis hermanos comen más que yo. My brothers eat more than I do. Arturo duerme menos que su padre. Arturo sleeps less than his father. Now let's look at comparisons of equality. This construction is used to make comparisons of equality. We use tan como with an adjective or an adverb. For example, tan sabroso como, as flavorful as. Or tan rico como, as rich as. And we use tanto or tanta, tantos, tantas, and como with nouns. Maybe you can help remember this with the notion that tanto, because it goes with nouns, nouns always need concordancia, and that's why there exists tanto, tanta, tantos, tantas. Por ejemplo, tantos libros como, but tantas libras como. ¿Es tan guapo que yo? Is he as handsome as I am? Aquí vienen tantos mexicanos como extranjeros. Do as many Mexican people come here as foreigners? Note that unlike tanto acts as an adjective and therefore agrees in number and gender with the noun it modifies, or as I said earlier, has concordancia. Estas uvas son tan ricas como aquellas. These grapes are as tasty as those ones are. Yo probé tantos platos como él. I tried as many dishes as he did. Note that tantos matches here with platos. And platos is a noun, and therefore they match. But with an adjective como ricas, ricas would match with uvas, the grapes, whereas tan stays the same because it's an adjective, as you remember. Tan goes with adjective and adverb, and tanto, tanta, tantos, tantos goes with a noun. Tan and tanto can also be used for emphasis, rather than to compare, with these meanings. Tan meaning so, tanto meaning so much, and tantos, tantas meaning so many. Por ejemplo, tu almuerzo es tan grande, your lunch is so big. Or comes tanto, you eat so much. Comes tantas manzanas, you eat so many apples. Preparan tantos platos. They prepare so many dishes. Comparisons of equality with verbs are formed by placing tanto como after the verb. Note that this construction tanto does not change in number or gender. Por ejemplo, tú viajas tanto como mi tía. You travel as much as my aunt does. O ellos hablan tanto como mis hermanas. They talk as much as my sisters. Sabemos tanto como ustedes. We know as much as you do. Or no estudio tanto como Felipe. I don't study as much as Felipe does. As I said, it goes right after the verb. Sabemos tanto como, or no estudio tanto como, and has the meaning of as much as. Now let's look at irregular comparisons. Some adjectives have irregular comparative forms. Even in English, you don't say something is good and then gooder and goodest. You'd rather say good, better, and best. Or you also don't say worse, worser, worstest, or something. And similarly, there are irregular ones in Spanish. Bueno or buena means good, and its comparative form is mejor, meaning better. Por ejemplo, mejor amigo, better friend, best friend, no? Malo, mala, meaning bad, and peor means worse. Grande is grown or could be an adult, whereas mayor is older. And then we have pequeño, meaning, or pequeña meaning young, and menor meaning younger, or joven also meaning young, with menor being younger. And we also have viejo, vieja meaning old. Its comparative form is mayor. So we have mejor, better, peor, worse, mayor, older, menor, younger. When grande and pequeña refer to age, the irregular comparative forms mayor and menor are used. However, when those adjectives refer to size, the regular forms más grande and más pequeño are used. It's just that we say big brother, little brother, or something like that. In English, or rather in Spanish, you would just say my older brother, mi hermano mayor, or my younger sister, mi hermana menor, and you wouldn't say mi hermana pequeña, or mi grande hermano. It just sounds weird. It's not what they say. Yo soy menor que tú. I'm younger than you. You wouldn't say soy más pequeño que tú. Más pequeño would mean that you're literally smaller than someone else, and you're just making a comparative of size and not necessarily age, as you would in English. Or pedí un plato más pequeño. I ordered a smaller dish. As I said, when these adjectives referring to size, the regular forms más grande, más pequeño are used. Let's look at a few other examples. Nuestro hijo es mayor que el hijo de los Andrade. Our son is older than the Andrandes' son. La ensalada de Isabel es más grande que esa. Isabel's salad is bigger than that one. The adverbs bien and mal have the same irregular comparative forms as the adjectives bueno, buena, and malo, mala. For example, Julio nada mejor que los otros chicos. Julio swims better than the other boys. O ellos cantan peor que las otras chicas. They sing worse than the other girls. So bien meaning well and good both use mejor, better. And same mal meaning bad or poor, something poorly done uses the same irregular comparative as malo, mala, meaning which is peor, meaning worse.